Do you want to actually get something done, or do you want to feel good among the people you already agree with?
Hey everyone, it is Brian Lewis once again with the Benjamin Dixon Show, bringing you that daily news content from America and around the world. So, yesterday evening, The Hill published an excerpt from an interview that Barack Obama gave on a Snapchat political show. And it has received borderline universal, even though that might be an extreme description of it, but a very widespread amount of criticism has been leveled on Barack Obama and what he said during that interview about defunding the police. So take a look at this very short clip, and I will be back to share my opinions on this bad take.
I guess you can use a snappy slogan like defund the police, but you know you've lost a big audience the minute you say it, which makes it a lot less likely that you're actually going to get the changes you want done. But if you instead say, let's reform the police department so that everybody's being treated fairly, divert young people from getting into crime. And if there's a homeless guy, maybe we send a mental health worker there instead of an armed unit that could end up resulting in a tragedy. Suddenly, a whole bunch of folks who might not otherwise listen to you are listening to you. So the key is deciding, do you want to actually get something done, or do you want to feel good among the people you already agree with?
So some people might listen to that and think, oh, well, that's not as bad as the actual article and the actual quote itself. No, it's still bad. And what this shows us is that all of this talk when he was in office about this 4D, 5D, 8D chess that Barack Obama was playing was really just people playing themselves. Right, because this is a continuation of a trend with when it comes to Obama and how he talks down to not only black people, but how he talks down on black issues, right? And how even when he was in office, he had to really be pushed. Like the number one thing, I remember a lot of things from the Obama administration. I voted for him twice, so I feel like I'm very well within my range to criticize him here on this, because people put really a lot of political capital into his presidency, right? But the number one thing that I remember from his presidency is when Ferguson was burned, right? And there was a split screen of Obama. I don't even remember what he said specifically, but he came out and he gave his statements and his comments about people not being angry and not taking to the streets because they didn't like the decision that was made in that particular case to not charge the police officer that murdered Mike Brown, right? And while he was saying that, on a split screen on television on MSNBC, you literally saw people taking to the streets, burning buildings and going crazy. And it became this dual reality of what he represents, which is placating to a lot of moderate opinions and safe and being safe and not really using any of his political capital to stand up for black people and black issues. You saw that on one end, and then you saw the actual visceral, real reaction of the public on the other end. And let me actually I want to show you something here, because in preparation for this video, I know a lot of people don't actually see this information because it's not being explained to you. So when Clyburn and Obama and some of these other people come out after the election and have been attacking defund the police, they're not showing you this data. They're not showing you this information. So this is, unfortunately, it's from Bloomberg.com. There are other charts like this online as well with similar information, but I found this first. The title of the article is "We Have Not Defunded Anything. Big Cities Boost Police Budgets." Right. Then if you scroll down like halfway through the article under the headline "Major Expense," in fiscal year 2021, the majority of cities surveyed will spend more than a quarter of their budget on police. Look at this here. Cities like Oakland, 45.3% of their general budget is going to go to police departments. Long Beach, 44.1%. Phoenix, Arizona, 41.5, San Antonio, like all of these major cities with a lot of black people in them, right? And some of them don't even have a lot of black people, just other people of color. So Houston, Miami, Atlanta is down here at 31.9% of their budget. Vegas, Baltimore. Look, with the amount of corruption in Baltimore, okay, 26% of their budget is going to, over a quarter of their budget is going to police departments. Okay. And they don't give you this information because they don't want you to know how much police departments are actually receiving and how gross it is, and how what defund is really about. It's about it's about lowering these budgets and reallocating these resources to other things that people actually need and that actually help people, But then I also found an article here from truthout.org titled "Republicans are pushing state-level measures to block defunding of police." So it goes into, the attempt to defund the police in Texas, right? So it says here a little bit further down, shortly after the city council's vote, Abbott said he plans to introduce legislation that would freeze property tax revenues for any city that cuts police budgets. Abbott has also threatened to employ the Texas Department of Public Safety, a state police force, to help, quote, stand in the gap, end quote, and defend Austin residents, even as that department has come under fire for spending hundreds of hours tracking and arresting police brutality protesters. Attorney Jessica Pishko, who has extensively researched policing, says both of the governor's proposals are at best unrealistic. So and it's not just happening in Texas. You actually have on a state level legislatures attempting to effectively go to war against the will of the public when people at a city level want to defund the police. So when people like Obama and Clyburn and some of these people who have spent more time after the election attacking the left and attacking progressive and attacking a policy proposal from Black Lives Matter, they are lining themselves up ideologically with the governor of Texas, Abbott, the governor of Texas. They're aligning themselves up with some of the most right-wing people in this country, because what people don't want you to realize is that a lot of these local city Democrats, a lot of these police brutality cases are happening in cities where the mayor is a Democrat. The city council is predominantly Democratic. Okay. And what people don't want you to realize is that unfortunately, a lot of these people within the Democratic Party are a lot more right-wing on this issue than they let on. And what it also says is that they are very terrified of the influence that the progressive left is having on the party. Okay, what they're not telling you is they're not telling you that all of the progressives who ran on, and there weren't even that many politicians that ran on defund the police, right? But the ones that did actually won. Okay, and the ones that were actually progressives and ran on their progressive bona fides actually won. The ones that didn't win, like Cal Cunningham, who ran against the Republican senator here in North Carolina, he lost. He wasn't supporting defund. He wasn't supporting Medicare for all. He wasn't supporting a $15 an hour minimum wage. All of the people who ran on policies that people like Barack Obama and Clyburn support all lost, because that is a losing strategy. And they know it's a losing strategy. And I can't wait for the next police brutality story to hit the news so I can rub the truth in all of these people's faces, because they're using this opportunity when no one is really protesting about anything right now to come out and slam ideas that they know that they're words they're going to eat. Okay, in 3, 4, 5 months, or whenever the next viral killing goes public. All right, so that's all I wanted to say about this. I really wanted to say more, but I had to get a video out about this ASAP, because stuff like this really drives me up the wall, and I think it's the most counterproductive thing happening in the Democratic Party right now.